has to leave the glove to get called back again.
Okay.
So you can see the value of a tidbit is not very high. He's not all that hungry.
Are they native to this area, or are they from the south?
They're not. Yep, so they're from the desert southwest.
Oh,
so only
okay.
found in, say, southern Texas, New Mexico, down into Arizona, and as well as Mexico and South America. There's a Peruvian subspecies of these guys that's considerably smaller. But these guys are only desert species, only found in North America and, of course, South America down into Peru. But one of the most popular falconry birds in the world. You can find a falconer in Japan flying a Harris's hawk, or a falconer in the UK flying a Harris's
Well,
hawk.
how do they adapt to the winter then?
So these guys can be okay in winter-like conditions. They have, our cutoff point is 25 degrees, feels like temperature. That's factoring wind chill and everything else in. But he's checking out that bird flying by
Oh,
here.
is that way? I was wondering what he was looking at.
But we're very weather dependent this during the winter time. Typically, we might have very limited sessions available, especially only really the heat of the day. But these guys, it does get cold in the desert, you know, but
Oh,
typically,
yeah, that's true at night. Yeah.
it typically is not for prolonged amounts of time, and of course, there's not a lot of moisture involved with that as well.
He is just so comfortable. He's just, you know, happy.
If you talk to him, what is he like? Does he like the hi, like hi, that kind of thing?
A lot. All of our birds get talked to a lot. You know,
Yeah.
he's going to respond to kind of the tone more than anything, but he won't. He doesn't mind whatsoever.
How about a whistle?
The whistle, we don't whistle unless we give him food. The whistle is a guarantee. It's a promise that I make.
Oh.
So you notice I whistled having him fly to my glove each time.
Yeah.
That's a promise of food. Any other time a glove is raised, like right now, he's going to look at it and be like, maybe not. Now, Edward's still kind of a youngster here, so he will be more likely to come to a glove without actually being called. So how it functions is a raised glove is the cue saying, hey, I'm going to ask you to fly to my glove. The whistle is the guarantee.
Nice eyes.
Now I'll ask him to go back to this perch here. We'll see what he wants to do. Shh, 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 shh. Come on. Let's go. Attaboy. And go ahead and raise your glove again.
Boy, you got good eyes. You get right on that. No problem, huh?
Yeah, they do. Can't they see like incredible distances?
They
Or?
can. So he sees about 10 times better than the average human. That's a rough estimate. I don't think anybody truly knows completely. But about 10 times better than the average human. His eyes are actually fixed in place. So if you notice his head movements are very quick, that's because his eyes can't move up, down, left, or right, or anything like that.
Oh.
So he has to turn his head to see something new. You'll see a quick flash every once in a while across his eye. That's his nictitating membrane, his third eyelid. That's basically the same as our blink. So it swishes sideways across his eye, basically clearing debris, moistening his eye.
Yeah.
He'll also use that as a crash helmet of sorts for his eyeball when crashing through cover or chasing after prey.
Hey, buddy.
He's going to investigate the ground, see if there's anything here.
Did she drop anything? I don't know.
Now he will actively pursue anything out here from crickets, grasshoppers, worms, slugs,
Oh.
frogs, caterpillars,
Oh.
rodents, small birds, up to things like cottontail rabbits and squirrels.
So you allow him to do that?
It's not a matter of allowing or not. It's what he wants to do, and that's how it goes pretty much.
Yeah.
So he will, of course, catching his own food is a self-rewarding behavior. We can't necessarily discourage it. He's a natural predator.
Yeah.
He sees something small running or flying away, he's going to have a natural instinct to go after and chase it. Go ahead, raise your glove again. Shh, shh.
Well, you are a smarty pants. I'm going to tell you. You know what's coming. I love his color. That brown is
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, and he's quite a handsome bird.
He is.
He is.
That bright yellow that you were talking about, the
Yeah.
yellow around his beak is called his cere, that yellow part,
Yeah.
C-E-R-E. that holds his nostrils, or his nares, as they're known in birds of prey. He has no sense of smell, so if you're ever told when you're younger that don't pick up the baby bird you find on the ground because the mother will smell you and refuse to take care of it, that's completely false. Most birds have no sense of smell whatsoever. There are exceptions, like turkey vultures. Turkey vultures find dead, decaying animals in fields and forests, have a great sense of smell. Edward here has no sense of smell, nor do the birds at your bird feeder. So those nostrils are just there for breathing, as well as kind of a nasal discharge at times if he gets pretty excitable. Now I'm going to ask him to go back up to this perch here. Come on.
That's amazing. How long did it take you to teach him to do that?
It's all, every session he has is a new learning
Oh, he's
experience
coming
for him.
already.
You know what's going
Oh,
on.
he
The wind
He
at his
almost
back a
fell
little bit
over.
there. The wind is a little bit variable this
Did
morning.
you like that?
Yeah. Oh, you're so handsome.
Yeah, those legs are very yellow. I mean, they are.
I'm just surprised he doesn't fly just to fly.
Birds, it's naturally ingrained in their DNA. You know, a lot of people think, oh, wow, it must be fabulous to be a bird. But it's ingrained in their DNA not to waste energy. Why waste energy when your life depends on maintaining that?
Yeah.
Especially a bird that wastes energy is a bird that's not going to survive. So again, birds of prey are far lazier than the average person thinks that they might be.
Right.
Now there are plenty of birds. If you see some of these tree swallows, or you think about the different swifts of the world.
Yeah.
I think there was a study here that they found that what was it? Chimney swift, I think, in Europe, flew for 9 months straight, never really taking a break.
Yeah.
That's pretty darn remarkable.
Yeah.
That bird is the opposite of being lazy for sure. But that's a bird that doesn't need quite the calorie intake as a predator. Like this, as chimney swifts and swallows and things like that are flying around catching insects. It's pretty easy.
Yeah.
These guys are expending a lot of energy flying. They're not designed for that sustained flight like a chimney swift or a swallow. Or
So they
something like
don't just say, "Oh, I think I want to have a little air
Nope.
time, but just for fun."
Now only one of our birds has that mentality, and he, I think, just has learned over time being here that I'm gonna get fed one way or another. I have plenty of energy to expend. He's the only bird out of the 5 Harrisocks that we have that will leave the field like this and fly to the very top of the barn, or
Oh.
fly from here all the way to the tree line and bypass every close perch around. You'll notice Edward, he's only going to fly to the closest perch. He's the average Harrisock.
There's always one in the pack.
That's
you
right.
know?
That's right.
Well,
There's
you
always
gotta.
one
That's
bad
you.
boy.
You just go with the rules, and that's it. Rules is rules.
Yeah, and you're the rule breaker.
That's right.
If there's a rule, she goes, "That's for you, not for me." She
Hey,
breaks
that's
the
yin and
rules.
yang, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Nothing
Skinner is the
serious.
bird that we fly that flies around. He will play around in the wind just to have fun. Like I said, he'll bypass closest perch, goes to the farthest. He's also the bird that at times gives us the most trouble. He will, it seems like at the end of a session, he has a time clock that he punches out. Time's done. 45 minutes are
That's
up.
it.
See ya, and he'll fly across the field, across there, and just play around in the woods and ignore me at times.
Oh.
About 65% of sessions at the end of 45-minute mark, away he goes.
This guy?
No,
Oh.
it's
The other one.
it's the other one, our high-flying bird.
And you have to fetch him.
Yeah, usually. Sometimes I call his bluff and I leave him over there.
Oh, and scare him a little.
10 or 15 minutes later, yeah, it's kind of like the mom
Yeah.
at the store
Or,
that
yeah.
walks away from their kid and waits for them to panic a little bit. Same thing, sometimes he calls my bluff though, and he waits a little longer than I have the nerve to do, and then I go over and find him over there, and it's like, haha, I win.
Are you licensed to do any other, hawks, like red-tailed hawks or anything,
So,
of that nature?
yes, both for myself, we have to be licensed falconers.